Hey homies, you Fragment here. Welcome to another fragrance review video. Today we're going to be talking about another YouTuber fragrance that has been out for about, I think, 2 years now. I believe this house was launched 2 years ago. The first one we talked about was Cornerstone over by Mike at Modern Man TV, which is awesome, by the way. But today I wanted to talk about a fragrance from Navitus Parfums, which is created by Steven over at Redolescence. At this point, they've had so many fragrances out. They've done collaborations with many different fragrance YouTubers, which I think is awesome to bring the community together like that into one location so they can show off their creativity and creating fragrances using their knowledge that they've gotten over the years reviewing and getting first impressions on different fragrances and stuff like that. But today I wanted to talk about Absolutio, which was the first one I ever got from the house. And I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I got this one just because it was the one that got the most reviewed, in my opinion. It popped up a ton on my YouTube feed when it was first released, so a lot of people were just raving about it. Mostly raving, a little bit of not raving, if that makes sense. But I love the note breakdown, and I love supporting other channels, and I know it supports Steven over Redolescence a lot, so shout out to you, Steven. I think what you did is really cool. I know not everybody will have that opinion, but I love the idea. Besides this one, I have another one of your fragrances, which is Navitus, which was another recommendation I went off of. Shout out to you, Jensense. So that's awesome. I really appreciate what you're doing for the community. But with that, if you love fragrance reviews, if you like these kinds of videos, short videos, straight to the point fragrance reviews, please consider liking and subscribing. And please leave me a comment down below if you tried this fragrance and let me know what you think about it. So with that, let's get into the presentation. So honestly, I absolutely love this bottle. Please ignore the scratches that are around the back. I've actually traveled with this bottle, which I do not recommend. It scratches very easily. I think it looks great. Now, the first criticism I see a lot about this whole fragrance line in general, especially this bottle style, because there's multiple now, they compare it to a Roja Dove, and I see it, but it's not that important to me, honestly. What's important is the juice. I know it'll bother some people, but if I'm being honest, it's a really nice presentation. It's nice and heavy. Let me show you the atomizer. It is a pressurized atomizer, which is awesome in my opinion. Oh, I love it. I love touches like that. I think it's a really nice addition. I wish more companies did this, especially the bigger ones. I know a lot of niche houses don't do it. Like Wash has terrible atomizers in my opinion. So that's just my opinion though. But let's get down to the actual note breakdown. So going through the note breakdown, we got top note of almond, saffron, and cinnamon, heart notes of apple and toffee, and a base of ambergris, oak moss, caramel, chocolate, driftwood, and musk. So if you're not privy to fragrances, you might think that this sounds delicious based on those notes. I mean, like apple, toffee, caramel, and chocolate. That sounds freaking delicious, right? And it does, but it still doesn't lead into that full gourmand territory. But before we get into that, let's get the elephant out of the room, okay? Does this smell like Baccarat Rouge 540? That is a question I've seen so freaking much regarding this video. It's been addressed in every review that I've seen. It's been brought up so many times in comment sections about this fragrance. And my opinion on that is, I have no idea. I've actually never smelled Baccarat Rouge 540, so I cannot give a good comparison to that fragrance. So I can only base my opinions on this alone. So if you were looking for that, I'm sorry, I'm not the guy for that. So this is just gonna be me going off what I think, or how I think this smells, and I'm gonna tell y'all straight up, this smells delicious and I love it a lot. I love it. I'm not gonna lie to you, part of me being a little pessimistic was like, oh, it's a YouTube fragrance, it's claiming to be niche, but it's not really at a niche price point. This bottle was like $90, $91, $135, one of the two, and I like it a lot. So I have read the note breakdown for Baccarat Rouge 540, and I believe the reason it comes across similar is probably that saffron. This is a very heavy saffron fragrance, and I do know saffron tends to give off this kind of like rubbery vibe. And honestly, if that's what you're going into thinking about this before you smell it, that's probably going to be what you pick up on. And it was for me, at least for the first few sprays, but once I wore it a little bit more, I started to get a lot of that more gourmand-ish facets, which is not a full gourmand in my opinion. It's not that far into it. I know it's classified as that, but it's not for me personally. I think it does smell really freaking good though. That almond, saffron, cinnamon top makes it just nice and sweet with a little bit of spice from that cinnamon. It's so cool. The apple toffee combo, just another delicious combination. And the base with ambergris adding that longevity to it, which I love ambergris in fragrances just because usually it means it's gonna perform very well, which spoiler alert, this performs very freaking well. I got like 12 hours with this thing, projecting hard for like 3 to 4 hours, never becoming a skin set, which that's beast mode in my opinion, and on my skin that's beast mode. This lasts longer than Polo Blue EDP, which if y'all know, that fragrance is a beast mode fragrance for me, so A+ for that. And the base, also with the oak moss, caramel, chocolate, driftwood, and musk, it's musky, it is, but not in a weird masculine musky. This is honestly a true unisex scent, and I know I should have mentioned earlier, I apologize for my dog barking, he's a killer, just ignore him. But this is a sweet musk, and I like it. I think it lends it to be a little bit more of a unisex scent, which I love. This does feel like a pure unisex scent, and if this is what Baccarat Rouge actually smells like, I can see why it's so popular, but again, I don't know what that smells like, so this is just my opinion. I freaking love this stuff, you know. It makes me want to try out some of the other fragrances. With Lautus, I do like that one a lot. I like this one a lot more personally. I think it's more unique, and it just works. I've worn this for a wedding. I got a lot of compliments. Every time I wear this, I get a compliment. It's sweet. It's sexy. It's just great. It's just great. And with that, that is the end of the video. If you haven't noticed, I have my beach clothes out because I'm going to be gone for a few days. So I wanted to get this review done and out before I left so I wouldn't leave y'all hanging. I should be back within the next few days. But if you like this video, again, please like and subscribe. And with that, Hugh Fragment out.